How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Nerdy Basement Podcast. I am your host, as always, the OG Osmosis, or just simply Ozzy. And joining me each and every episode are my co-hosts.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Eddie.
And Miguel.
Almost coming in.
And we are...
the Nerdy Basement.
There you go. Miguel, what happened?
Nobody said what time.
I caught you by surprise?
No, I was gonna ask if we were gonna wait till exactly a minute and then hit, or if we were just gonna jump right in. But we were just gonna jump right in. But I got my answer as soon as I opened my mouth.
He was like, "Oh,"
but he was like, "Ooh." But that's right, guys. We are back again for another episode remotely. The quarantine stopped us for a while, but we're back. It's just Miguel, Ed, and myself. Tony's not joining us today, unfortunately. But we do got a jam-packed episode for you guys. We got a Code 8 review. We got a review for Extraction. We got some news. Ooh. We got some plugs. We got some rants, some tangents. All that and then some in the Nerdy Basement this week. But first and foremost, which review do you guys want to start with first? Code 8 or Extraction?
Let's do Code 8. Let's do Code 8 first.
Yeah, might as well go alphabetically.
Right. You got to go alphabetical around here. But with that being said, let's get into Code 8 right now.
This is the LCPD. All workers come outside for identification.
Everyone line up. Chinks to the sky.
He's got a warrant.
Hands away from your body now!
I repeat, code 8. Guardian cleared for drop.
Everybody face down now! I need electric. I'm an electric.
I'm wondering why a guy like you got in the van. We need to know who we're working with.
My mom's sick. I need money.
Okay. See what you can do.
How good is that electric?
He's strong. He doesn't know how strong yet.
Light it.
I need time to work him. How do you want to live in this life?
Let's go.
Hide our powers?
Everybody on the ground.
If you see something that you want, take it.
I've been tracking this one electric across multiple crimes.
Guardians are online.
Execute.
You know, you got mixed up with some bad people.
Cross that line.
There's no coming back.
If I lose her, I got nothing left.
We got another job coming up. You have one shot.
What's the plan if the kid misses?
I won't. He won't.
All right, Code 8, starring Stephen and Robbie Amell.
Yes, sir.
I watched it today, by the way. I watched it like earlier today. Super early today.
Yeah. Side note, guys, everyone, because it's on Netflix. Spoilers.
Yeah, it is on Netflix.
You guys can watch
of
this.
course. Spoilers
galore.
Spoilers all around for both movies, Code 8 and Extraction.
Hey, listen.
So.
To be fair, Code 8 has been in production, in the works, for like the last 6 years. Steven and Robbie Amell have been like working on Code 8, and everybody's like, "What the hell is Code 8?" No idea what Code 8 is. What the heck is Code 8?
I remember the Instagram post, and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I was one of the ones like, what is Code 8, Miguel? I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
that was secretly code for the last season of Arrow too, by the way.
Ooh,
it was?
He's so full of crap. No.
No, I'm just bullshitting. No,
Dude, I should have let it roll. That would have been like one of those like deep ass. Nerdy Basements Ozzy has said it was cold all the time.
Got this deep, got the deep cuts around here.
Oh man! Oh, side note, I just want to say, everybody, I hope you like how we look. By the way, because this is going on YouTube. As I was chugging my beer, I'm like, oh fuck! I was like, we're live.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but yeah,
Not really.
If you're chugging a beer, it is what it is.
We're not sponsored
but,
yet by these guys.
Yeah, not yet, but I do got a big ass cup of ginger ale.
Which is why the beers are all blurred out.
Are they though?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it's blurred out. Yeah.
Even better.
The beer?
Yeah, I'm
your cup
right
was
at
blurred.
I'm looking at your blurred can. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
in certain positions.
Blurred.
There you go.
But if you put it in front
Blurred.
of you, it's not blurred. Yeah, it's not blurred.
As long as you don't show the label, they wouldn't know it's beer. Anyways, but yeah, who wants to start out the review? Should I start it off since it's fresh on my brain or what?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so to be completely honest about this movie, it was just meh.
Okay.
Ooh,
it was just meh.
That's a hot take.
Is it a hot take? Actually, I think it is. It got the reviews weren't super bad. I looked them up afterwards. I didn't read much, but the reviews were pretty up in the higher end opposed to like the lower end.
Well, if you.
So I guess it fared out pretty well.
So you saw though, right? Like I think they were number 1 worldwide off of Netflix views, and number 2 in the U.S. for like the first month when it dropped. So
I only paid attention to the top 10 of Netflix when it was like Tiger King out.
God.
That Tiger King was number 1 for a minute, but that's just because people are real interested in seeing a weirdo, a weirdo hick owning a pet tiger talking about that bitch Carol Baskins.
Well, listen, this is America. That's what we want. That's the kind of entertainment content we want. But yeah, I don't know. I found it meh, to be completely honest. Like there were some parts I was like, okay, I'm digging this, but overall it was just.
Well,
it was just there.
Listen, Ozzy, you need to tell everybody what the first thing you texted us in the first 5 minutes of the movie was. You need to let the world know.
Oh, so three minutes in, I'm like, yo, this is definitely a future X-Men movie. But yeah, I think the problem was, I'm like, all right, this is the route we're going. Then I can see his movie being pretty good. But yeah, no, I think I set the bar too high from those first 3 minutes. But then again, I don't know. It was alright.
Listen, man, I'm looking on IMDb right now. The user reviews have it rated an 8 out of 10, and the tagline is a mutant movie done right.
Ooh.
Did you write that? Was that you, Ozzy?
It might have been me under my alias.
Code 8 is a mix of Blade Runner because of the music and imaging style, and X-Men. For the wait, where'd it go? Oh shoot, it disappeared.
Aw.
I will say Blade Runner is too much of a far stretch of a comparison.
For the music and the imagery, not because of the story.
Not even the imagery. What are they talking about? That the club and the bar?
Beats the hell out of me, dude. I don't know.
No.
But okay,
I'm here to bring it.
Okay, in all honesty, I thought the movie was good. I didn't think the movie was great. I think the movie, for not having studio backing, for being a super independent project, was filmed great. There were some holes in the story. I can't remember the holes in the story right now because it's been 2-3 weeks now, to be fair. But all in all, I think the only thing, and like I told you guys the day I watched it via text message, I would have stretched it out, made the movie an extra 20 minutes, and had them go after the big guy.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about the trust dudes?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I could, but then he ends up. Well, spoilers, like we said, spoilers all around for both movies. At the end, like Stephen Amell's character, like teams up with them. Yeah. So it's like,
well, remember that's the whole.
What were they really gonna do?
They weren't trying to get at them. They were trying to at least just survive, and also because they were, betrayed by the dude because he wanted to get greedy instead of letting things go the way that it was supposed to, like not killing cops. Them actually, following the way it was supposed to. He just wanted to be a partner, 50-50. He just wanted they just wanted to have a very smooth fucking thing that no one else has ever done, and they got it done, but then they did it the wrong way, and then they went as far as trying to kill them. So it's like now they didn't care about the person on top anymore because they were trying to.
Yeah.
See, I felt for Robbie Amell's character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And even Stephen Amell's character, like, I thought that they were very well portrayed. You know, the feelings behind why the characters acted the way they acted was clear. The story, the direction in which they were going was clear. The hero had a good turning point where he was just like, you know what? I can't do this because I can't let you, the healer, give up your life to save my mom. It's time for me to say goodbye. Like, everything, the hero's journey was taken in a very upward direction. And I gotta be honest, man. I gotta be honest. I really enjoyed the movie.
So so I agree with Miguel. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. You know, obviously there's little moments here and there that obviously, like for a lower budget movie. You know, this is a GoFundMe. No, it was Indiegogo. It was an Indiegogo fundraise film, and that just goes to credit, like, one, technology, and two, the expertise of a lot of the people. All right, because that, like, it was filmed like it was an actual big company doing it, because the quality was there, you know. So it's like they also had it was a passion project, and it was still very well done. Great scenes and everything that like, you know, put together with certain scenes and everything with the fight, some of the fight scenes, and then also some of the you know, the car chase scene, the last car chase scene that they had. That one was really dope as well. Certain little things like CGI, like all those effects and everything, those were done decently for the level of what they let the story be. You know what I mean? Only the biggest gun was his electricity. He was able to shoot the electricity. You know,
I feel like that. I feel like the powers were on par with the X-Men movies. That might be a hot take on the X-Men movies, but I mean, I'm like, for it being an indie project the way it was, I think the effects exceeded my expectations.
I think they kept it.
The effects?
Yeah. Well, the powers itself. I think it definitely kept it to a more believable standpoint and not X-Men level. Because here's the thing, that girl, she was only able, when she touched things, then she was able to burn it. You know what I mean? She was able to melt these things. Stephen Amell had a very low level telekinesis, you know, pushing things and all that fun stuff just to an extent, or holding things as best as he can. But it's like, these guys, their power, you know, the extra invulnerability. He technically can die. The guy that they were shooting a bunch of times. The Russian dude, like the bodyguard, the main bodyguard. You know, but he could still die. You know what I mean? Like, but he just was like a little bit extra strong. So like, you know, he definitely would kill it in CrossFit and bodybuilding exercises. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things. And then, you know, it's cool to see a lot of those different scenarios, but it was like, you know, they kept them very humanized. And again, the bigger message was segregation. You know, these people with powers, they were treated as second-class citizens, even though they could have easily killed and taken over as quickly as possible before these robots came in. You know what I mean? They're sentinels.
So once again, sentinels.
Exactly.
In the
So
that's essentially what it is.
And then they also had a nice little mixture. If you guys ever saw Push with Chris Evans.
I've seen Push.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. The difference is they kept it very street level instead of it being like a secret agent type of thing that, you know, these guys, you know, everyone pretty much has some type of power, of a push power or whatever, but you know, some of them are stronger than others. Same thing, but it wasn't a whole. Yeah. It's they kept it down to gangsters. They didn't go as far as like it's a full on espionage. You know, so again, I think Code 8 really well done, especially for a fan made film, passion project as you said. And a lot of the things they did right. Obviously, Miguel said it as well. Holes, you're meh. I understand, but me personally,
it's just I only say it's meh because the story I was intrigued in. The idea is there and it's a good idea. right? You know, it has a lot of. They pulled a lot from the X-Men, obviously segregation, the bigger themes and things like that. Especially when these, you know, people with powers were the ones that built up the city to what it is now. You know what I'm saying? To then, you know, turn that over and make them the lower class is really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Then treat them the way you treat them is really fucked up. So I felt that, obviously, because we grew up watching X-Men, read X-Men comics. A lot of that stuff we know is relatable. And as Hispanics, you know, to a degree, we can relate to that kind of theme and those ideas. But
the ideas
like,
of the guy standing outside of the Home Depot waiting to be picked up for work, I can understand it a little bit. Sure.
Well, listen, I don't understand it personally.
I've been blessed that I didn't have to go that route. Yes.
Yeah, there is a Home Depot by my house, and there's a lot of, you know, Hispanics out there looking for work. So I know what that looks like.
Our guys are by the AutoZone. That's where mine are. They're in Jersey City right now. Well, at least where I'm at. Like they're by the AutoZone. You know the spot I'm talking about. Like where you get dropped off on 5th Street and everything like that. Like off the Meet bus. But
on the Meet bus.
I digress.
for those of you in the New York, New Jersey area, you'll get that.
Exactly. But another thing was Stephen Amell too. Not saying that he did a bad job, but I did get a lot of Arrow, Oliver Queen still.
That's not his fault. That's not his fault.
It's not his fault. But in the same breath, it still is his fault.
No, dude, you're only seeing it because that's the role he's been in for the last 8 years.
You
that's
also just binged it 2 weeks ago.
Bro, I watched Extraction, and I was still able. Okay, this is Chris Hemsworth who plays Thor, but I can still separate the two based on the performance.
My daughter came up to me while I was watching Extraction, and she goes, "Daddy, why isn't he using the hammer?"
Yes.
So your point is invalid.
No, my point is not invalid.
Dude, honestly, especially
when he was trying to, like, you know, force out the mean side. I was like, damn, Oliver Queen, man, Green Arrow,
dude. But I mean, he didn't even tell nobody that they failed the city or nothing.
You know what's funny?
I mean, he was one line away.
He was also
from telling the gangster, "You failed the city,
dude,
bro."
But he was also on the opposite side. He went bad, man. He wasn't Arrow. He wasn't stopping anybody. He was trying to get up. He was doing it himself.
But this is essentially. This is Elseworlds now. This is where Oliver Queen is bad.
So here,
and he's he's a criminal.
You know what's one of the funny things that you brought up? You're saying that what you immediately saw was Oliver Queen, right? He said during an interview with Michael Rosenbaum, Inside of You. I don't know if you ever got to that.
I've heard of that podcast.
Very well done.
That's his podcast.
Yeah,
right?
That's Michael Rosenbaum's a podcast. Very well done. He was on it a couple of times. I can't remember when he said it, but you know, one of the main things was that, you know, when is it that, like, when do you decide to end a series so successful that, you know, they would do more if you wanted to stay on or / figure out a way to do it, right? And part of what he said, he was just like, you know, it's a matter of integrity and the job. You don't want to get pigeonholed anymore. You don't want people just to assume that this is Oliver Queen all the time. You know, he like, as much as he loved the character and how much he appreciates having the role, he also is still thinking for his livelihood. You know, so it's just it's crazy when you bring it up. You're just, don't get me wrong. I saw Thor the whole time. I was like Thor with a gun. I like, you know what I mean? It's cool. You know what I mean? And badass. But then at the same time with Code 8, I'm just like, I see Stephen Amell put in a role that. You know, very different than what we're used to seeing him in, and he did pretty well. I think he showed us that he can do other stuff.
No, yeah, and that, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying his portrayal, his acting is bad, because if his acting was bad, then he would have been doing 8 seasons of fucking Arrow anyway. So, and also he would have been casted in a horrible Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie as Casey Jones, but then that's another topic for another day.
I never watched that one. I didn't like the last one.
No. Yeah, save yourself the trouble and shit. He makes a joke. He got shit on so bad for that role.
Oh, man.
But yeah, in this movie, like I said, like a lot of it could be a mix of me binging the last 3 seasons.
I think it was
2.5 seasons.
I think it was that.
The last 2.5 seasons in like the past 2-3 weeks, and then rewatching fucking Crisis, and then jumping on this to review it. I'm just like, I see a little too much Green Arrow. All I need is the hood, and then he needs to say you failed this city, and then that's it. This is an Elseworlds movie.
I don't know, man. Like I think saying that it was meh is kind of tearing it down a little too much.
I say you should have said it's okay.
Yeah. For you,
it's still meh. Okay,
you know what
it's
it
still
is?
meh.
Okay, right?
It's still mad. It's still mad. Like I said, like even with the powers, like the powers didn't need to be on the level of X-Men, but I wanted to see. I wanted to see more of the powers. It should have been more of a struggle with a group of people with powers. Like for example, the opening scene after he gets to the construction job. And then the cops pull up, like random. It's like a random search and seizure or whatever. And they just start identifying them. Oh, we have 6 out of the fucking 8 people that are here. They have powers. You know, shit like that. I wanted to see more of that, more than just him having to. I get, wanted to save your mom. You need to get your mom money so she can get her chemo, so she doesn't die from, I guess, what we are presumed to believe in this movie is a form of cancer.
Yeah.
But like all that I understood, I like Robbie's performance, but overall, and like I said, the idea is there, but it just didn't do anything above than just, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it for what it is.
I think
Okay,
so, Miguel, go for it.
So let's rate it. Are we rating it?
Yeah, we can rate it.
I think I'll give it the out of 10 we're doing.
No. It's the rating system.
Oh,
we're
we're
doing
doing
now.
our 5, right?
We're doing our podcast one. We'll come up with another one for the
No, the website is 1 through 10. We know this.
Exactly. So we'll do the podcast version was out of 5.
So I'll give it a 3.5.
Yeah, me too. I nerdify it.
I'm gonna certify it.
Okay, so 3.
I'll certify the movie. I'll give it like 3.
So that's a solid 3.5. So we give it a little bit higher. All right, I think that's fair.
I give it a 4, but yes.
Even better. No, there you go.
You give it a 4?
3,
Okay.
3.5,
4. All right. I can live with that, and I'll stick to my meh.
But no,
If anybody else has anything to say to me, say it to me on Twitter. We can discuss Instagram. We can discuss DMs and
they can even
replies
tell us
are
on
open.
YouTube in the comments as well, because they can see
Exactly.
us,
In
Miguel.
our YouTube comments, let us know what you thought about Code 8.
If you got something to say to me, you come to North Carolina, you say it to my face.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
That's how you coming
I'm
on a
just saying,
Friday
are
night.
they tweeting you right now? I'm just saying, Miguel, because you've been on your phone.
For real, they tweeting Miguel right
My daughter
the
wants to
fuck
have a
now.
virtual sleepover, man. My daughter wants to have a virtual sleepover.
That's adorable. Aw.
I had to tell her no. I had to tell her maybe tomorrow.
Oh yeah, not tonight.
A virtual sleepover?
Yeah, virtual.
So how is that conducted? Enlighten me, please.
Okay. So welcome to parents.
Welcome
in the
to Parents in the Basement. Welcome to
I
Parents in
hope
the
you make some
Basement.
theme music for that.
We'll find it one day. If this is gonna be, seeing how me and Miguel are the parents who talk the most about our kids on the podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, sorry,
Because
Ed, you don't
obviously
have
there's
kids.
only
Other than the
2
dogs.
of them.
Other than the
Yeah, but your
dogs.
kids don't need to have virtual sleepovers.
No,
Exactly.
you gotta pick up their poop.
So my
So enlighten me.
my daughter has an iPhone, and what they do is they're like freaking. I don't even know how to explain it. All right, so she'll be on FaceTime all night with her friends, and then fall
So it's like girl time.
fall asleep on FaceTime, and then they wake up and they're like, "Oh, hey, there you are. You're right there on the phone, and I'm here too. All right, cool. Let's brush our teeth and go get some breakfast."
Aww.
So
How many times they've done
Okay,
that?
that sounds adorable. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, they've done it. They've done it a few times. So that the thing is that in order to keep my kid from being on her phone till 5 o'clock in the morning, she has an 11 o'clock cutoff time.
Gotcha.
At 11 o'clock, your phone is a brick, and she knows I'm talking because she's texting me right now.
Tell her I say hi.
Yeah, at 11 o'clock, her phone is a brick. Just because with kids, you gotta have limits. Otherwise it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're still sleeping because they didn't go to bed till 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
So
I hear you.
that's what a virtual sleepover is.
Cute.
There you go, and that's our segment of Parents in the Basement this week.
Thank God she's on
exclusively
Wi-Fi.
on the Nerdy Basement podcast. You know what I'm saying?
She's not on Wi-Fi. She has
Her own
cellular.
data?
She has cellular data. Okay.
Yeah.
During an all-night sleepover,
That's
you know
true.
how much money you're spending on that shit?
Well, no. She's using the Wi-Fi, but
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's
okay,
what I'm saying.
I got you. I was like,
Yeah, it's still a lot of data.
Oh god, but it's free data. Remember that, because it's not
Yes.
actually using
Yes.
the
Yes.
cellular stuff. It's using just Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Use weed to the
oh
feed.
my god.
But with that being said, let's get into Extraction right now.
You're hoping if you spin the chamber enough times, you're gonna catch a bullet.
It's just easier that way.
This is an extraction.
So who are the players?
Biggest drug lord in India versus biggest drug lord in Bangladesh.
Some mythic shit, huh?
It's a kidnapping. Drug lord's son. Clock's running at 16 hours. Proof of life as of 6 hours ago.
You want to survive, you do exactly as I say.
Who are you?
Name?
Ovi.
Move fast, stay low.
Something's wrong. The city's on lockdown.
Yeah, no shit!
The job is fucked, Tyler. Tyler.
Just find my money. That kid is a walking corpse. And there's no way to protect him.
You have a family.
Yeah, son. He died a few years ago. The best thing you could do for that kid would be to put a bullet in his brain.
We can send a chopper and get you out. But you gotta leave the kid behind.
Are you going to leave me in the street?
I'll get you home. Grab a hold of my vest and hang on as tight as you can. Kid, you trust me?
No.
Good.
Are you always this brave?
I'm not brave.
You rescue people?
Sometimes. Sometimes I do other things.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's get into the Distraction review. Who's going first again? I forgot
I'm
who's
going first, guys. I'm going first because I love it.
Okay, Edward, take it over.
All right, guys. Extraction. You already know it. We got Thor in the mix playing out. We're playing with guns. This man is broken. This man is, just all over the place, and drinking and taking a bunch of drugs for shit. And I just gotta say, this is pretty much, and everyone is saying the consensus. This is Call of Duty mixed with John Wick. All right,
It is, and I
it's
love
so
it.
good.
Every second
It's
of it.
honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. Very adrenaline packed. Decent storyline. All right, first off, I'm just like, you know what I mean? As simple as it was, let me get this kid across the line because now I feel bad about myself. I need to do something good. And definitely didn't go the same way that I expected to go to, like, in general. You know what I mean? Because sometimes those things usually turn into the very happy ending, which it kind of does, but it also didn't, because you're just like, because technically right now we got inceptioned right now, like toward the end of the movie. We really don't know if he's alive or not.
Word.
So we just see a white guy that's everywhere.
Well, spoilers all around, obviously, but
He's alive.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
because
he's alive.
you posted that Extraction 2 coming out already.
when they said,
Well, not even that. Before they officially announced Extraction 2, I think it was one of the Russos came out and was like, yeah, you know, he's alive at the end. So we're hoping we can do a second one and whatever. Then like a few days later or the week after, they were like, oh yeah, we're doing Extraction 2.
But yeah, there you go.
I fucking
loved it. It was just it was great fun. Again, decent storyline. Action was on point. Like, did you guys get to see the making of it, or like those little trailers are showing the?
I saw the behind the scenes one for the car chase.
Yes.
Yo, that shit
director
was intense.
Fearless. That
No,
guy.
you know why? You know who he is? He's the stunt coordinator for Infinity War, Endgame, Captain America: The Winter Soldier,
dude,
and Civil War,
dude.
So this was his first movie, his directorial debut with his movie.
Yeah, this dude didn't.
And it shows.
They made him a special rig that freaking was able to take those scenes like that. It's like I've never seen it done before. So,
dude, the cinematography.
I was astounded.
Fucking
the
loved it.
cinematography.
Yeah, the cinematography was amazing.
Yeah, the cinematography was crazy. When he throws the kid from one roof to the other roof, then he jumps to the other roof, then the camera jumps to the other roof. You're like, whoa. Like, I almost fell.
Exactly.
Side note,
dope.
There was actually, it was done so well it was done so well that there was moments that I couldn't tell. As well. It was done so well that there was moments that I couldn't tell the difference between the stunt double and Chris Hemsworth.
Well, no, I think in that. I don't know. I don't remember for the car chase scene though. If it was Chris Hemsworth the entire time in the car, but I know for most of it he did his own stunts.
It's very slim. There were certain scenes that he didn't do, and there were certain scenes that his stunt double did. They're very sparse and they're very spaced out. You know what I mean? Like certain fight scenes, I think it was the stunt double. But majority of the movie was Chris Hemsworth because there was no way to get a stunt double into some of those scenes in time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, but that's what I'm saying. But for certain scenes, there was a stunt double, and it's like, but you didn't see that because you just saw so much of Chris Hemsworth doing some badass shit, pretty much pulling his John Wick moves, and it was just flawless. I think they did a hell of a fucking job with this.
I will say that I wish we could have seen some of his backstory. Like I know he talks about it with the kid, and they have like this real cool kind of awkward like friend moment, but I wish we could have gone back and seen some of what made him a badass. You know, like I have no idea who Nick is. I just know that Nick showed up at his front door and offered him a job. You know? And
it's like I said in my review for the website too. It's like outside, like the story doesn't really offer much.
Right.
To be completely honest,
outside of action,
it's like outside of that, it doesn't offer much. So if you're looking for a movie that has like a solid story to complement the action, then this is not the movie for you. Like the movie is completely sold on the adrenaline rush you get from the action sequences and the fight sequences.
And the cinematography.
And then the cinematography behind it. So, you know, that's the real selling point. But, I mean, it's not John Wick where you got the story and then you got the action.
Right.
You just got somewhat of the story. But I also wanted to see some of Nick's back. I think, what's her name, Nick?
Yeah. Yeah, the girl.
Whatever her name was. The chick, right?
Yeah, the girl's name is Nick, and we know nothing about her except that she showed up at his front door with a job and then shot down a chopper
with a bazooka,
and then found out that the guy was gonna be in the bathroom of a restaurant at a certain time. Waited for him there in a long flowy dress and shot him in the head.
Badass.
I ain't gonna lie. That was badass, bro.
I thought it was gonna be Chris Hemsworth. I thought the guy was gonna walk into the bathroom. He was gonna Asmir, something like that. I thought he was gonna walk into the bathroom, and then the camera pans in behind him, and you're seeing it POV as the character, and I was like, oh, he's alive. I knew he was alive, and then it's the girl. She shoots him, and I was like, okay, maybe he's not alive. but then the movie keeps going, because the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, because like I told you guys, I watched the movie. Like, I finished it 15 minutes before we started this episode, so it's fresh. Everything is fresh.
Super fresh.
By the way, the other guy was dope too, and I'm pissed that he died.
Dude, okay, so that's this is the reason why I don't play Call of Duty, because a motherfucker sniper could be at like 500 yards away and then shoot me out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck? Can I just run from this building to the other? Why do I need to get sniped, man? But mind you, you know the worst part is, I'm usually a sniper too when I play these games, so I also get pissed when I get sniped. I'm like, motherfuckers, yo.
I was safe.
So good, but yo,
I was safe. I was in this window. I was safe.
Oh my god, yo.
I was head glitching and everything.
Because yo, when he got when my man Saj, right? It's Saj. Saji? No, Saj.
Saj.
The
Saj.
other the ex mercenary guy that worked for his dad.
Saj.
Saj, right?
Saj.
When he, because he was doing some mean shit too. So I'm like, yo, he's doing it. And
They
then
were the same.
He was like,
They were legitimately the same. They were going blow for blow. They each had their arm in a sling at one point.
Well,
like
I think
when he popped his nose, when he fixed his broken nose, I was like,
well, he did lose though, because remember, he got hit harder with the truck and he barely got up.
Dude, when I watched him pop his nose back in, I covered one eye. Like, I was like, oh no, no, pop.
And then the blood just goes down. Oh god,
it was dope.
It was pretty badass. I fucking loved
I started to think. I was like, could I do that if I broke my nose?
You can, but it'll hurt.
No, I mean, like, when I say can, I physically, I know I can, but will I have the fortitude,
the strength,
to do it
the strength
myself?
to do that?
It's like popping a pimple, right? You know, when you
It's
have
not like
it
popping
and
a
it's
damn
right
pimple.
there.
No,
sometimes you
Yeah, like popping. I fractured my wrist. All right, it's almost like breaking your nose. All right, so I know it hurts like a mother.
Did you pop that bad boy
Fuck
back
no.
into place?
No, I don't know, maybe.
I went to the doctor and they gave me all the drugs. And then they were like, "This is gonna hurt, and you might scream." And I was like, "Really?" And he started to do it, and I was like, "Oh, it's not so bad." And at the end, it wasn't that bad. Like, I didn't scream. I had
Because
a
you
whole
were drugged
conversation
up.
with the guy, but I was.
It's okay, Miguel. This is a safe place.
No, but I was on medication. All right, this dude Saj wasn't on no damn medication. Like,
Well, he was high off adrenaline, so he's not really feeling that shit either.
He felt it after.
Natural medicine.
Yeah, he felt it after.
After the fact.
I would get into a fight while my nose was broken and make sure that when they punch me, I'd lean my face into it so it pops it back into place.
Think that you might run the chance of suffering like the bridge of your nose, like stabbing your brain and dying. But
Yeah, but
if you want to do that, by all means.
At that point, like, does it really matter?
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
If you want to progress the storyline and such, then yeah.
Yeah, for real. If you. Oh man, but yeah, in terms of backgrounds, like backgrounds for Saj, for Chris Hemsworth's character, I think his name was Ricky or something like that.
No,
Rick.
It was Tyler.
Tyler. Yeah, there you go. Why I say Ricky?
Because I think he said he looked like a Ricky or something. No, he looked like.
No, he said he looked like a Brad.
A Brad. I thought it was going to be funnier if, for some reason, if he called him and he was like, "You look more like a Chris." like I was really kind of hoping that.
I was telling my girl, right? We watched it the day it dropped, and then we came across that scene, and I turned around to him like, it would have been 10 times better if they would have just said, "You look like someone named Chris."
Yes, that would have been perfect.
10 times better. It would have been hilarious. But I'll take it. I'll take it either way.
Then he goes, "Can I ask you something?" And he goes, "My last name's Rake." he goes, "That's not what I was gonna ask you."
But
isn't Rake a gardening tool?
Those sort of comedic moments they had were put in pretty well.
Yeah. But I mean, it was so it was directed. It was directed by, I think, Joe Russo.
No. The script was written by Joe Russo, and then directed by Sam Hargraves, which is the stunt coordinator for those Marvel movies.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, they should make more stunt coordinators, directors, because this movie was action packed.
Well, they did. It started off with John Wick.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Was that a stunt coordinator who directed that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, interesting.
That's how they were all getting it.
They know all the angles.
Remember,
bro.
think about it.
That's how they getting them sick ass action
Remember when they
scenes.
started off with letting actors actually direct? That's when the first wave happened. Now it's the big thing is, hey, you're a stunt double, you're directing. That's Hollywood for you right now. They're like, hey,
For real, man.
that's what's happening.
I hope they all come back. I hope they keep the same crew and everything for the second movie, because I don't want the bar is already set. I don't want it to come down. I want it to at least be met or exceeded just a little bit.
But they did my boy Hopper wrong though, guys. I'm just saying.
Oh,
they did him wrong.
Did they though?
At least give him an extra scene, man. Can he pop out the kid?
Okay, I agree. An extra scene. Yeah.
Something. Because he gave some, he was giving some work. You know what I mean? He was putting in work, and he technically won.
Yeah, he did.
Well, barely.
He did.
Well, because he was injured too, but still.
No, he won.
Well, because but Tyler was injured during that time, so it was kind of like
doesn't matter.
Listen, man. A dub is a dub. A dub is a dub, baby.
So now I know who are the biters and who I'm fighting. These guys are gonna bite me, guys. That's how you know who you talking to.
Yo,
hold on.
Holyfield, bro.
I'm not gonna bite you.
Whatever it takes to win,
Mike
right?
Tyson, you gotta bite it. You gotta bite the ear off, bro. That's how you win. Tyson style.
Oh man.
Gotta eat your child. Eat your children.
Oh my God.
But like, ain't it crazy how like you very rarely nowadays do you see a MCU Marvel actor in a film without an MCU Marvel co-star.
Well, no.
Now
you
Hopper
consider
is
Hopper
Black Widow.
is an MCU co-star. No,
Yeah, I know.
Black Widow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're trying to say it's rare to not see them with someone else all of a sudden.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Well,
yeah, everybody.
Okay. I got confused.
Everybody's together
confused.
now. You're like
Chris Pratt and Tom Holland in Onward.
Right.
And that's just voice acting.
And Under the Sea.
Which one's Under the Sea?
I'm sorry. That's Chris Hemsworth and Tom Holland.
Yeah, that was like Tom Holland before he became Spider-Man.
Oh,
and
wow.
Shit. That was like he was like young.
Was it before
Yeah,
Spider-Man? No, it was.
Yeah, that was years.
Oh, that was years back.
before
I know what you're
Spider-Man.
talking about now. But Onward is recent. Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, and Robert Downey Jr. because they did Dr. Dolittle. That was also recent. Which also I never saw Dr. Dolittle. That's why we never covered it. Everyone. What else is recently?
Yeah, that was not appealing to me.
Yeah, it
sorry.
wasn't for me either. Honestly, it just didn't make any sense. It really.
I don't know what fan base they were aiming for, but
It wasn't there.
Whoever they missed the mark entirely.
It wasn't my
sorry.
fan base because I would have done it.
It wasn't mine
I
either.
love Robert Downey Jr. I would have definitely did. I honestly want to see him in another serious role soon. I need to see some like classic Robert Downey Jr. right now. Like I think it's needed.
Word. I don't want to see. Yeah, I don't want to see him in these little shitty roles after all he's done.
No,
to
they're not even like
his career.
It's
and
not even
shit.
shitty roles. It's like this is a cash grab. Simple as that. It's like you're banking on his
But they
name.
ain't grab no cash.
Yeah,
though.
I know because people saw. People actually watched
People
it.
saw behind they saw behind the charade and shit.
Pretty much. He was trying to mix like Sherlock and Dr. Dolittle, and it was kind of weird. And I was just like, bro, come on, don't do that. I'm like, just be you. Be you.
All right, Miguel, what's the facts?
2015, they did Under the Sea, whatever it was called. In 2016, they did Captain America: Civil War. So it was
Still before he became
just
Spider-Man.
before.
Well, technically, theoretically, he was already Spider-Man.
he was already cast.
It just wasn't. It wasn't announced,
Right.
but yeah,
Chris,
that's what
Chris
happened.
probably even said it. He was like, I'm not going to be in that movie, but you guys should try this kid. I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised.
matter of fact, honestly, if I'm not mistaken, you're joking. I think they did.
Yeah, it's exactly
I
what
think
happened.
Chris Hemsworth did call Disney and Marvel like, "Yo, this kid is really good. You should try him out for the role of Spider-Man." So he got the MCU approval before even joining
It's
it.
who
but-
you know sometimes, guys. It's who you know.
No, sometimes it's all the time.
yeah. Yeah. So are we gonna rate this? Are we all
course
going
we're gonna
nerdified
rate this.
certified? Because I'm going nerdified certified.
I'm going 4.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna nerdified certify this. Yeah, I'm gonna go 4.5. And I'm only going 4.5. I might even give it a 4, just because of the story itself.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't expand or expound on the backstory stuff. But other than that, nerdified certified still for me.
Yeah.
I think it's unanimous.
There you go.
Unanimous. And here we go with our Patreon and Audible plug, Miguel.
The pressure. We're
No pressure. No pressure. No pressure.
Hold on. Because I feel like I did it really good yesterday. I'm trying to remember what I said. All right. I'll go.
For only $1 a day.
No, not that one today.
Go,
I think we're better than that now, huh?
No, I'll go.
Now that he's
43.30.
injured, he's better than that.
Okay.
Yeah, now.
I'll go at 43.30. Here we
He
go.
needs help wiping his own ass, so let's just keep that in mind.
What's going on, guys? Listen, in these tough times with coronavirus running rampant, like Hulk Hogan on Hulkamania running wild, it is more important than ever for you to support not just your local businesses, but your favorite podcasts. And how can you do that? You can do that by donating as little as $1 a month. $1 a month will help us right here in the Nerdy Basement provide quality content for you, our faithful listener. So get them stimulus checks out and let's get to supporting your local businesses and your local podcasts, because guys, we do this for you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Miguel.
Thank you. But we could also do something just as easily, because we're sponsored by the amazing Audible, everyone. When it comes down to it, when you need to listen to something and don't feel like reading it, Audible's the place to go. You can get a 30-day trial with a free audiobook going through the Nerdy Basement link. To get there, you can go on nerdybasement.com, any of our sites, even the homepage. Click it, you get 30 days on. And I think on top of the fact you're helping us, you're also helping yourself. Because as Miguel said, in these hard times, you need a little bit of a separation from things. And why not listen to something really amazing narrated from the writer themselves, or sometimes a very famous celebrity like Kevin Smith. With that, guys, don't forget to go check out our Audible. Get 30 days free trial on us, all right? Enjoy. Now back to the news.
Back to regular programming. We're going to hit you with the news right now. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, to the last part of the episode. This is the third act, where we go rampant, we go crazy, we go on tangents, we get hyped about news.
We are.
We're going to start off with a bit of news that's from last week, because I forgot to include it in last week's episode.
That was from
Becky Lynch.
That's from last week?
Which one?
Yeah, I forgot the Becky Lynch news.
I just found out
from
about that
last
this
week.
morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
That's from last week. I wrote about it on the website when it came out, but I forgot to put it in the notes for the show.
I got you.
Wait, who's Becky Lynch?
if I was
Sorry, I need a face.
The
Guy in
man
the
Becky
chair.
Lynch, WWE Women's Champion Becky Lynch, is reportedly coming out in an upcoming Marvel film.
Got it. I remember her.
Now I know that she's doing Billionaires. She's doing an episode of Billionaires, and whoever's taking part of the episode, I think The Rock's also in the episode. They feel really, really strongly about her pursuing a career in acting, which honestly, dude, nowadays that's what wrestling has become. It's become the doorway to Hollywood.
I mean, you're despite having to put your body through physical strain each and every week, you're still acting at the end of the day.
Because
it's scripted, you have to memorize those lines. You have to, even though some of them are just unscripted promos. But for the main part, you seen it?
I've seen some wrestling. I know. I've been there.
when he said you, all I could think of is like Macho Man Randy Savage. So yeah, I mean, maybe you watched it in like the 90s.
When things were better.
A long time
When
ago.
things were real, okay?
No,
That's when shit was real.
Oh, here we go. It's more real now than it was back then.
No, like literally, I thought everything was real back then until fucking they called it out.
Didn't we all?
We all did, exactly. So
Until what, like the year 2000 or something like that?
I think
it was.
Hey, listen, real or not, you climb up on top of a freaking on top of a ladder and then throw yourself off and then stand back up and tell me that don't hurt.
okay.
Well, we're not saying it doesn't hurt. I literally just said after putting it, despite
Or I was,
the scripted,
I was talking,
promos.
No, I was talking to Eddie.
You still got to put your
I'll
body
tell you
through
what, Eddie,
300.
because guess what? Because as an actor, I would have got up and said that didn't hurt. But then when I walk off of the stage and off the camera, oh my God, my body hurts so bad. But again, acting. It's all about the scene.
And scene. There you go.
It's actually Becky
Nailed
Lynch
it.
and Roman Reigns. Apparently his cousin Dwayne The Rock Johnson pulled him to the side and was like, "Listen, you have a real body and a real hair for the business.
You sexy, bruh.
Let's get you in some acting classes and bring you back for Hobbs and Shaw 2."
Ooh.
Well, that would be dope. I the brief scenes he had in Hobbs and Shaw were pretty awesome. Doing the hakas and all
All
that
he
shit.
did was go,
And-
ooh, ah. And then he
Listen,
speared somebody.
man, listen.
Also saying,
Listen.
literally, that just made him another, $1 million off of just royalties?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
wow, I'll do that
so-
shit all day. Give me a minute, bro. Just give me one.
Let me work on it for about a month, and I got you, fam.
Is it ooh, or is it ooh, or is it?
No, you gotta feel it from the soul. You gotta hit you. You gotta Superman punch the mat.
The ground.
You gotta feel it in the soul, and you gotta let it out. So let it out like a wolf and shit.
Ooh,
But yeah,
I got
Becky
it.
Lynch in the MCU film, undisclosed. The person who put the news out doesn't want to say what film it is, but is looking. Hollywood. Also in this report, Hollywood themselves, not just the MCU, has been keeping their eye on her due to her acting and whatnot. So
Well,
she's been
side
getting
note,
some praise.
Is her accent real? Is she actually Irish? Is that her real accent?
No, yeah,
and
she's
everything?
Irish. Yeah, that's a real accent. Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know. Like, I've never seen what she does. You know what I mean? I know she's a wrestler and everything because I don't watch currently in WWE or any of that kind of stuff. But I'm guessing in the sense, is it just because of what her fandom right now? Is that what it's really driving this, or is it that she can act?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen her act outside of wrestling, so I don't really know.
It's kind of her fandom, although she was in a WWE produced movie called The Marine 6, starring Mike the Miz Mizanin, which right there tells you all you need to know about the film. No, in all seriousness, can she? In all seriousness, can she act? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But-
So no, because here's the thing: The Rock. I can tell you, when he first came out with certain roles, I liked. Now I don't like him in most roles. You know what I mean? Like I can't. Always
I
take
think
it
we should
seriously.
we should call Tony so we can have a debate with him about that.
And
yeah.
let's get him a computer first.
You really don't like The Rock in his roles?
Not always. You know what it is? I like The Rock. I like Dwayne Johnson. I love his brand. I love that he promotes himself.
He
And I
sells
like
tequila.
everything.
Yeah, it's
You know
awesome.
what I mean? I love what he represents as a person and as an influencer and all that kind of stuff, right? But a lot of the roles that he chooses, I feel like they're always kind of like the same thing over and over again. It's just like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? It's coming through, and sometimes it's like, I think the last one that I really enjoyed was what was it? It was the one that he was carrying around the giant 2x4 because he came back and became the sheriff of his town.
Wasn't that Walking Tall? Or something
Yeah.
I
like
think
that?
so. Walking
That's a
Tall was
long
my
time ago.
That was my
Dude,
last
that's
one.
like
I really enjoyed.
2000s.
I'm just saying.
That was like 18, something, like
Yo.
over 15 years ago.
Just
That's
goes
funny.
to show you. I'm like, I really enjoyed that one
You
because
didn't like
I felt like
Jumanji?
You ain't like the Scorpion King, bro? What happened? The Mummies?
We all know that. First off, the Mummy started off amazing until he became the worst CGI Scorpion ever.
That's not his fault.
I'm sorry, but it happened. It happened. But the beginning of it. But then his Scorpion King, I did like that. But remember, Walking Tall happened after Scorpion King.
Okay.
So, you
What
know what I mean?
about-
I remember most recent, I'm like, I loved Walking Tall because that was an actual role that he wasn't trying to be just the giant macho man, besides swinging a 2x4 to kill, like, to knock out everybody.
You haven't
know what I
watched Jumanji.
I did. I enjoyed
He's
it.
not a.
It was
he's not a
fine.
macho. He's not a macho man in Jumanji. He's a scared kid who's he
That
yelled
did
because he
macho
like
man
heard a
things.
bee or something.
Nah.
He did
I have
macho
to
man
disagree.
things.
Nah, he was a full-blown macho man in that
He
in
still
those movies
was.
too. I'm sorry.
Because guess
I
what?
had to agree
That
with Ed
little
on
that
one.
little kid was like, I got fucking muscles. I can do the smolder. So
Freeze frame that, please.
I watched it. You know what I mean? But again, I enjoyed that one because
This
that
smoldering
one.
fire look,
Dude.
bro.
You're welcome. Miguel, sorry, lawyered.
What? Doesn't even what?
Just lawyered.
You didn't even rest your case. You know what?
Because-
I'm lawyered.
All right, let's move on from The Rock and Becky Lynch.
But again, guys, so Becky Lynch, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. It's going to be like, for me at least, it's going to be like, fuck. It's going to be another Rock powerhouse scenario. If she's that popular, or the movie is that popular, not necessarily because of her, she's going to be in more roles and so on.
Yeah, but I mean, she's not like a built. I mean, she's athletic and she's, you know, but she's
very
not
pretty.
built. She's not built like China, or she's not
that's
built
fine.
like.
Oh, yeah, she's not built like China, no.
You know,
And
you
that's
know what I mean?
fine.
So
Yeah.
like I can't can't see her being a quote unquote powerhouse the way I think you're describing The Rock.
I'm not saying as a means of strength. I'm saying as a means of, because of her stardom in WWE, that is going to help start drive. It's like the likes. Those likes are going to start driving the reason why she gets roles. You know what I mean? And not necessarily because she actually did a really good job in the last role that she did. It's because of the fact that he has his moments. Deadpool, love him.
Okay.
He's an amazing fucking Deadpool. Simple as that. That's all I need.
I got you. Okay.
Some other stuff that he's
Understood.
done, perfect. You know what I mean? But there's
I
certain
get you.
things that I'm just like, for me personally, like I said, because I'm like, here's the thing: if she's that shitty of an actor, I don't want to see her in any more roles.
Oh no, absolutely.
But she's
not.
going to get them. And the
Right.
same thing, The Rock got like 12 different movies with Kevin Smith because he's The Rock. You know what I mean? And mind you, and then he has the fandom. People are going to watch those movies
Did he
every
really
single
get-
time.
what movies?
You know, I'm exaggerating. Like
Oh,
he
okay,
did
I'm
the, he
like-
did the I'm exaggerating, Miguel, because Miguel's also like, wait, I haven't seen them yet. What else? Tell
I
me.
really haven't. I'm like, I thought I
Miguel's
watched,
like, let me.
I thought I watched all the
He's like
Rock
Captain.
movies.
He's like Captain America and shit. Like in the Winter Soldier, gotta write that down. I gotta watch
He's
it.
like, 12 more movies with Kevin Hart? Yes! All right, I'm sorry. I'm ending rant. I'm ending rant, though, but...
I thought you said Kevin Smith. That's my bad.
Oh, no, not yet. Watch now, that's going to happen. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
my
just
bad.
spoken
I was
into
like,
the reality
did
and
you say
shit.
Kevin Smith? The Rock was
He's
in a movie
got-
with Kevin Smith? What movie with Kevin
Yo.
Smith was rocking?
Swear to God, I think we need to add Kevin Smith right now and be like, yo, just add Dwayne Johnson into Mallrats. I don't care how you do it, just do it. Just add him.
For real. But the speculation is on Becky Lynch that she is gonna appear as a contestant in the Shang-Chi movie. Since the movie is supposed to be tournament style.
Okay.
So she'll be one of the fighters in the tournament.
That would be dope.
Interesting.
So
okay.
if it's that, if that's where they're gonna go with her, then I don't mind that. But to give her like a prominent role, like I said, I've never seen her act outside of the character she portrays in WWE.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't really put in my 2 cents of how good or how bad she acts. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Because the only other person so far that I can say that actually has improved, her name, and you know who I'm talking about. She was just in The Mandalorian, UFC fighter.
Oh, Gina Carano.
Yes.
Gina Carano?
Yes. So she's one of the few I can say that actually she progressed in her acting roles. And she wasn't just pigeonholed into a powerhouse because, again, she can kick ass.
Deadpool 1, she has me no words. And I'm like, you're really going to do Gina like that?
Yeah, but hey, She was in it, and it was a fun role, and that one showed that she can act pretty decently, considering it was a very minor role. She still played the part. Then when she got into Mandalorian, that just set her off in a whole different level. You're just like, huh, this is a whole different light. She earned this one, you know?
Right,
so
right.
I just had to bring that out and everything real quick because it's just like, why not? Because I'm just saying, because like I'm using the like, because she started off because from UFC, she retired, and then she chose to go into acting, and she did it. You know what I mean? She did it really well.
Word.
You know?
And I'm gonna boast about her looking at my story the other day. So.
And that's why, and that's the main reason why I remembered. I was like, thank you. We appreciate it. Please talk to us more, by the way. Can we get an interview?
Please. Please. I'm trying to get in on Disney, but Disney keeps Disney keeps ignoring me. I'm trying to get in, and they just keep ignoring me. I'm like, Disney,
it's like,
come on,
how many more things do we need to burn? What other guys do we need to
how many times do I got to email the whole PR team? Huh? How many times do I have to email the entire publicity team in order to get in? Please, help me here, Disney. But yeah, moving on from, since we're on Star Wars anyway, Taika Waititi is directing the new a new Star Wars feature film. So this movie is confirmed to release in theaters, and he is co-writing it with Christy Wilson Cairns. I don't know how to say her hyphened last name. Carnes. There you go. Thank you, Miguel, for correcting me. Thank you. But yeah, that movie is untitled for now. Taika Waititi's getting the big toys to play with in Star Wars now after directing that finale in The Mandalorian. Rightfully earned, so I'm hyped for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like with Taika, I really hope that it's a good, like he was able to get a good script with it, because I just don't want him to make it into just a straight comedy.
Well, hopefully they don't let him make everything in that movie a comedy, because he is co-writing it. So hopefully, his other writer, she kind of like, listen, man, you're going way too often to the comedic deep end.
Yeah, let's not Thor Ragnarok this, even though it made billions in the box office. It's funny because I think this is where we split our room real quick. Me and Ozzy hated it. You loved it.
Yeah, I don't like Ragnarok.
Right? And Miguel, you loved Ragnarok, right?
I did not love Ragnarok.
Wait, you're right. We all hated
thought Ragnarok.
it.
Yeah, I thought Ragnarok was good, but I did not pay to watch Chris Hemsworth do a 2-hour stand-up.
Yes, you're right. Exactly. Yes. So I remember
that was the problem.
That. Yes, we all agreed to that. I think that was before we joined the Nerdy Basement.
That was one of your last comic chatter episodes. I remember listening to that show on my way to work when you guys dropped it. Look at that. We come together. Hell yeah, what's the point?
But now that being said,
yes,
the episodes of The Mandalorian that Taika Waititi directed,
they had nice funny moments.
I actually really enjoyed, and actually Taika Waititi directed the season 1 finale, and that one scene where oh my god, I can only think of Apollo Creed. I can't think of his real name.
Mando.
Isn't it Marv? No, that's not Marv Kidney.
I can't think of his real name.
It's Creed, man. Just call him Creed.
But when
just call him Creed.
when he was like, "Come on, baby, do the baby hand, do the baby hand thing," and the baby goes, "Oh, hi." I was like, that's hilarious.
You know what's funny? I thought Taika actually did the episode when they punched Baby Yoda. I thought that was the episode that he did. Was that the finale?
He might have done that too. He's done a couple episodes.
He did 2 episodes in this first season.
So I think he did
2 episodes.
I think he did the one with them punching Baby Yoda. Hilarious, because it was just great timing.
It was perfect.
He also had that joke where the stormtroopers were sitting on their speeders, and they had put the can up, and they were
that was when they punched Baby Yoda.
Yes.
Same
Okay.
scene.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
So then, yes, Taika
he was
literally did 2 of the biggest scenes in the Star Wars Mandalorian.
Right. So they were trying to shoot the cans, and they kept missing the cans.
Yep.
Which is the big joke that a stormtrooper can't hit the broadside of a barn with the rocket launcher.
Oh my god, yo.
But yeah, so I think as long as he doesn't go Thor Ragnarok with it, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But ironically enough, after watching the first episode of the Disney Gallery on the docuseries on The Mandalorian, Thor Ragnarok is what got him the directing job in The Mandalorian.
Wow.
Ironically enough.
Again, here's the thing. Because did you guys happen to see Jojo Rabbit, by the way, or no?
No.
I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit.
By the
Amazing
way,
story.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt.
No. Go ahead.
Apollo Creed's name is Carl Weathers.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Because that's fucked up on our part, but this is how we know him. This is how we grew up. We knew him as Rocky's best friend adversary.
For real.
For all life until he was killed by the Russian, all right?
Yo, for real. That's the only thing I know him from is Rocky.
If he dies, he dies.
Oh,
he
God.
dies.
Horrible.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Jojo Rabbit.
So Jojo Rabbit, it was still satirical humor, you know what I mean? But the moments that he put together, the imagery and all that kind of stuff, it was beautiful, and it deserved every award that it got. You know what I mean? Honestly, if you haven't watched it yet,
It won an Oscar.
It won an Oscar for a
I
reason. You know
cannot
what I mean? Don't get me wrong. It brings up a lot of conversations. Like, are you able to kind of joke about that time period? But the thing is, yeah, you should be allowed. That's what movies are about. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. So that's what I love about Taika. You know what I mean? He could do shit like that. You know,
dude, I can't wait for you to watch the gallery.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah,
dude, I can't wait for you to watch that, because when they talk about where Taika Waititi came from as a I guess as a stage actor, where nobody would hire him and nobody would cast him, and so him and his buddy.
Not even that. Before that, he was just an artist.
Yeah.
He was just doing art. He was just doing art galleries. His background is in art.
Yep, he comes from an artistic background, and so nobody would hire him. So him and his buddy would write screenplays for each other, and then they would go out and perform one-man shows with fishing line and curtains and props. And it's like when you hear that kind of story and that kind of passion and where somebody came from, it's inspiring.
Oh,
you know?
Of course.
And it's like and it's like, you know what, dude? We're gonna get the Nerdy Basement off the ground because we want to do this crap.
Because honestly, those are the storylines that those are the moments that you remember. They were 35, they were 40 when they actually blew up. We got time.
And he said it. He's like, "Oh, I didn't get my first gig till I was 35."
It's crazy because
he was 35 when he got his first gig.
If you think about it, too, here's the best way to put it. He was too far ahead of his time. People just caught up to him when it comes to humor and just acting and creativity in general. That's what happened. Everyone just caught up. Remember, years back we were still on all these dick and fart jokes. Don't get me wrong, some of them are still hilarious, but they need to be done well. Now, it's a whole different type of humor. It's a whole different type of style of everything. It needs to be done differently, and that's what he brought. You know what I mean? It makes sense.
Yeah, and the great thing about it too, he revealed that he all of the props that he used for his indie movies, I think the one of What We Do in the Shadows is the vampire one, right?
Yes.
Wait, is that the FX one?
Yes.
Well, he made a movie for it first.
Oh, no way.
And then because the movie was so successful, that's how his name first got out, because of that movie. And then now FX made a show out of it and whatever. So he helped produce it and write it and all that good stuff.
That's awesome.
But a lot of those props were a lot of the props that they used he was just picking up as just garbage.
Dude, he literally...
And they were just putting them together.
Dude, he literally said that he called the Lord of the Rings guys, and we're like, and he was like, do you guys have anything that you guys, didn't use, or anything, that was kind of extra, that you guys thought that might have been too much? And so he goes, we got a couple elf ears, so we were like, hey, we could put this on the vampire, and they could be elf vampires. That's kind of the stuff that he works with.
He's the garbage picker director. I love it.
He is.
Yeah, it's amazing. And he just goes to show you just got to work with what you got.
He's the reuse and recycle guy, is what he is.
That's even better. Well, better put, especially in this time when everyone should be recycling.
I
don't know how to act on video.
I'm like, I'm like,
We can tell. A couple beers in, and you don't know how to act. It's on a Friday night.
oh man,
I needed this, guys. Guys, if you don't know, I had a
That's
very
fine.
hard week.
That's fine.
I'm talking to the people. I'm not talking to you.
No, but that's fine. It's all right. I know too.
you sit
need
down
it.
and you
Let it
shut
out.
up and you mind your own business. I'd wait.
You shut up, you. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
You
But
on
yes.
the other side, sitting remotely in your son's room, Skyping through the podcast.
Bro, side note, that wall is perfect for some type of like DC or Marvel image, man. What's going on?
Talk about my wall or Ozzy's
listen,
wall.
Actually, both now that I look. Fuck, that shit is just a
Listen,
full
I'm
on blur.
gonna take a picture right now of my son's wall.
So it's just the wrong wall that you put on?
Listen, I don't know if you guys can see that.
No, we
focus.
we
To the left.
can't. We can't because it's blurry. He's blurry.
No, he has
I'll
to go
send
in
it
front
to
of his
y'all.
face, like this. Like you see, I was like still in scene. Let's see. Hold on.
Can you guys see it?
Push it up. Push it up. Your hands are still in focus. No, the whole thing. Yeah, just keep on pushing up. Go up
Oh,
to the left.
your other left.
Other left. All right, maybe
I'm gonna just say-
just send it to us. My bad. We don't know how to. We don't know this shit, guys.
This is great podcast content, by the way. This is great
It
audio
is
for our
great video
listeners.
content too.
All right,
But yeah, you guys will see. I just sent you guys a picture. He has like
All
a
right.
Justice League Justice League thing on his wall.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
awesome.
You should have put it on the other wall.
Oh, that's dope.
I don't make the rules around here. Okay.
All right, fine. I could see it. He probably put it up himself too because that's uneven as hell.
God,
I wouldn't be surprised.
maybe the floor's crooked.
Just know it wasn't me.
Let's
With
move
that
on,
being
guys.
said, yeah, moving on from that, Peyton Reed and Robert Rodriguez have announced and confirmed
Very nice.
directing duties on The Mandalorian season 2.
Dude, those are two totally different styles. So if you guys don't know, and I just looked this up, Peyton Reed was the director for like Ant-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Yes Man. He was the director for those movies.
like-
Robert Rodriguez.
Don't forget, Bring It On.
Bring It On. Yes.
The classic
was.
Bring It On.
Robert Rodriguez was the producer and director for Sin City and Sin City 2 and Desperado. So those are
That's nice.
very, very different styles.
Those are going to be the very dark episodes that I'm probably going to say these are the best ones yet.
The Robert Rodriguez ones, right? Yo, that I'm
a
and the
big
fact that
Sin City
the-
fan.
the-
You know
Discount
that.
Peyton Reed like that, man.
no, I love
listen,
it. But
man, no, he'll bring his nice touch to it. And we're not knocking him, but
Yep.
seeing how the Mandalorian is a space western,
Yes.
I agree.
and that's kind of
Desperado,
in
yeah.
the alley of Robert Rodriguez is gonna be sick.
Dude, I want to
man.
see
No, I can't
Antonio
wait.
Banderas
I'm in
show up
chills.
with a
I'm like,
guitar. Show up in a Mandalorian suit with a guitar. Like that's all I want to see.
Now you know they're gonna have him as an extra, as a space alien and the shit, and the extra in the background playing the Mandalorian theme song on guitar and shit.
That would be amazing.
Absolutely.
dope. That would be dope.
That'd be sick
His
as fuck.
guitar's
right?
going to have tentacles or some shit just to make it like sci-fi. It's like
Just to make it Star Wars.
For real, just to make it Star Wars. But moving on from that, since we're still on Star Wars anyway,
Ooh, perfect.
Temuera Morrison, who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones, he has been tapped to play Boba Fett in Mandalorian season 2. So that's epic as fuck.
You can clap for real. I can't clap. I'm one hand. I'll clap too.
I clap for you too. So guys, if you don't know the reason why we're clapping, it's because of the fact that Boba Fett is a clone, okay, of Jango Fett. So it has to have been done. It just had to because it makes sense. Why would Boba Fett look different now? You know what I mean? It's just like all the clones were made from Jango. His main dad was Jango. Boba Fett was just always in the mask because it's a creed.
He was the last. He was the last pure clone too.
Yeah, last pure clone. Yeah, and gave it. He wasn't accelerated in with time too. So it's like he grew naturally. That's the reason why the age gap still worked. You know.
Now the last time we saw Boba Fett was Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and Luke had thrown him into the Sarlacc pit.
Yep.
So, I mean, we don't know what he's going to look like.
The $1 million question. The $1 million question.
How did he survive?
Did he survive?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see the meme? Did you guys ever see the meme that like technically all it is just like the top part is all this teeth and everything, but then the underneath is just like the floor. Like, you're just like, fuck. It's like,
Everybody's all scared of the Sarlacc pit. Oh no! And
it's just for show.
And then you fall through, and it's like, oh.
This is it.
I've been safe this whole time.
It's like it's like the kid who's in the water. Like the parents gonna put him in the water, and he's like, "No, I can't swim. I can't swim."
No, well, I can't stand or whatever. He was like, "Oh my god!" And they're like, "Just stand up."
Then they put him in there. He stands up, and the water's up to his knees. He's like, "Oh."
You're like. He was like, "Well, that was funny."
But ain't that something?
That is good. But like,
yeah,
that's going to be epic. I think it's going to be really cool. And then obviously we all kind of like, well, I theorized the person that got to the assassin at the end of that episode.
Yeah, that's the big speculation because he did have his emblem. Mm-hmm. So that would theoretically, if we're kind of reaching for now,
because it was just
that would technically be him.
Yeah, it was a torn cape. That's all we got. Mm-hmm. And I was like him.
You talking about the guy who saved Agent May?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so whoever was that person that saved her at the very end, I was like, that's probably Boba Fett. I was like, it has to be. I was like, he's the only thing, because they even said it. They were like, we don't know how the fuck that guy got that armor, because he got it from his daddy somehow, you know what I mean? And it just moved forward. And it's like, because technically he's not a Mandalorian, you know what I mean?
And we
he's
never
just
saw her again.
Yeah, no, she was just, technically she was kind of dead, wasn't she? Or just saved?
Well, it's presumed that no, I think he killed her. It's presumed that she's dead, but I think the dude actually killed her.
Did he?
Not the Boba Fett, but the other dude.
He looked like he killed her, but
I think he killed her.
Unless she kind of survived.
Maybe I'm not remembering the ending of that episode, because the last thing I remember is like the guy who we presume to be Boba Fett was like standing in front of her. And like he saved her, and then they like walked off.
I think he did save her.
Well, I think that was the end. I think that was the end of the episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because all you saw was his cape, and you saw her, but I don't know if she was alive or technically dead. I can't remember. It's alright. I don't mind rewatching it. I don't mind rewatching all of it again.
Well, yeah, I'll rewatch it after Disney Gallery, the docuseries is all wrapped up. And we probably get some footage at the end for season 2, then I'm good.
Down. I like
Very
it.
Nice.
But yeah, so Boba Fett in season 2 of The Mandalorian. You got Ahsoka Tano coming in The Mandalorian season 2. Sasha Banks is coming in season 2. We don't know who she's playing, but we got some sick ass directors.
Wait, what?
Sasha Banks.
Which one's Sasha Banks?
Sasha Banks
is gonna be. She's gonna be in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Best season of Mandalorian ever, dude. The boss.
Who's the boss? Who's the boss?
The boss, Sasha Banks.
Is another wrestler?
Yes.
Another wrestler.
Yes, is another wrestler.
Thanks. Maybe.
But hey, we got Rosario Dawson.
Thank you.
I know.
That was perfect.
Exactly.
No.
But yeah, moving on from that, Cate Blanchett is in talks to play Lilith in the Borderlands live-action film.
Cool.
I don't know if anybody here plays Borderlands. No? No? Nobody?
Never got into it. It looked cool.
Okay, Lone Warrior here. Moving on.
Do you want to talk about it?
I'm sorry. This isn't.
I mean, there's not much to really say. She's in talks to play Lilith. I don't know.
Who's Lilith?
Poor Ozzy.
She's one of the main heroes for the story.
Okay. Cool.
So just know it's
We're
Cate
trying.
Blanchett.
You can see that we're trying. We're just like, cool. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, she has red hair and shit. I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. But moving on from that rumored Ironheart series, that rumor that came out from like November of last year, that there was a live action Ironheart series in the works.
Right.
A new report came out saying that it is indeed happening.
Very nice.
Wow. As a Disney Plus though, or
for Disney Plus, yeah.
Okay.
And they're aiming to start filming around the springtime of 2021.
Nice.
So
who can you guys see playing a live action Ironheart?
Rihanna.
And moving on. But honestly,
she's supposed to be a teenager.
I know.
She has range,
let's change that. Let's just make her like a 19-year-old and shit.
oh my god. Honestly, you know what's funny though? Like I can't really recall how many like well-known teenage actors are right now. Like I can't say for certain like who I recall in random roles that I happen to see.
Well, the reason we
Yeah.
can't name teenagers in our fan casting is because we don't watch teenagers.
We really don't. The last
As much.
The only person I could think of is China Ann McClain, and she's not a teenager anymore.
But does she look like a teenager?
Well, that's the girl who plays.
She plays Lightning in Black Lightning.
That could work actually.
Yeah.
Oh wait, duh. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, she could work, but I don't know if she wants to double dip. Yeah, she does. Because you know why? Marvel and DC money?
I don't think she can double dip. Think it'll be
You
like,
think she's
I
on
don't
that
think she
contract?
can.
well, here's the
Well,
thing,
yeah,
right?
she should be.
Here's the thing, right? If she shows up for the audition and somebody calls her and like one of the casting guys calls her out as like a DC person, if I was her, I'd be like, so you watching DC stuff? Because you casting for a Marvel film right now, baby.
I don't know because it's CW.
So you pull that card, huh?
You know, I don't know. I don't think
we could call Kevin Feige right now, and you could tell Kevin Feige that you'd be watching all them DC TV shows.
Oh God. Well,
Just
honestly, she
with-
would be the only one that I would say because that's the only person that I can come up with and actually seen act. It would make sense,
Right.
But I think it would be better off just having a more unknown actor.
How about that little girl from Us? From the Jordan Peele movie Us.
I had to see a picture again. You know,
Wouldn't
I
she be
didn't
too
watch
young,
it
though?
actually.
I don't know. She was a teenager in the movie. She ran track.
All I know, I didn't watch it because that movie. Seeing the
you're
trailers
talking-
freaked me out, man. I knew I was gonna
Bro,
piss my pants.
that movie is freaky as fuck.
Have you
bro.
guys ever seen his Twilight series at all, or no?
No.
Honestly, that was another one that I'm just like, yo, Jordan Peele is pretty freaking messed up in the head, man. He's creative as fuck.
You need that to be a horror writer, bro. You need that.
It's true, but it's also like I'm like, dude, I'm not ready.
You gotta mentally prepare yourself. You gotta mentally prepare yourself.
Okay, so I don't know how old she is, but I just sent y'all a picture of her that I got off IMDb.
I ain't get shit. Stop alone.
Yeah, I'm waiting, bro. What's up with the Wi-Fi, yo? There it is.
That's not on me.
Yo,
That's
word.
on y'all. That ain't on me.
Honestly, I don't see why not. I think if she could play the role, go for it. You know, because if they're looking for someone young, go for
I
it.
I can see it.
That's all.
Yeah, I don't know how old she is though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because Riri Williams is like 15 years old, so
Right.
we gotta see.
Yeah.
But either way, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. As long as it's not
Marvel is
Rihanna.
I'll take Rihanna. Her name deprives from Rihanna anyway. So, might as well. Just do it.
Oh,
you know what I'm
God.
saying?
All right, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, continue.
But moving on, Marvel is developing something for the Ghost Rider in the MCU.
We don't know what, but something.
The only thing that we do know is that they're not trying to go the Robbie Reyes route anymore.
Of course not.
Which sucks.
Of course not.
Which
because
sucks.
he's the
Which sucks.
Hispanic one. So
I really wanted them to, do something with Robbie Reyes,
Yeah.
but whatever. Speculation is they might go with Johnny Blaze.
Okay.
no.
I'm going even further. This
Danny
is a
Ketch.
far reach. They kind of come in with Cosmic Ghost Rider on some weird shit.
I hope not. I hope there's too much to build off on that.
I would want them, if they are going to do a non-Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider project, I would much rather them do Danny Ketch. Because you've done Johnny Blaze. Nicolas Cage was Johnny Blaze. I would much rather them, personally, I'd much rather them do a Robbie Reyes MCU project.
I personally want them to go Robbie Reyes.
But if they are dead set on not doing Robbie Reyes, I vote Danny Ketch Or let's go all the way back to Avengers 1 million BC and have my man ride in on a mammoth.
A flaming mammoth.
Let's do that one.
Why not? I'm down for that
Gotta
one.
do it all, baby.
Down for that one.
Then if you're trying to go all the way before Christ times, Cosmic Ghost Rider ain't too far off, bro.
You thinking the other way. Cosmic Ghost Rider is way in the future.
True.
Listen, man, if they're trying to keep John Bernthal as the Punisher, Frank Castle, you find a reason, turn them into the Ghost Rider and the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Listen, man, go hand in hand. It just works.
Yeah.
Just make it work.
I don't know. All I know, like, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did Robbie Reyes. Right?
Yes.
So they did
And
Robbie Reyes already. And it worked out
really
well,
well.
I heard.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, my biggest gripe with Robbie Reyes is that so his design in the Avengers and all that kind of stuff, he reminds me of a Soul Reaper, up in Bleach. So
From Bleach.
Yeah, and I'm
in hollow form.
Yeah, in hollow form.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I love Bleach to a certain extent. Look up Bleach. Look up Ichigo in hollow form.
Yeah, he looks like Hollow Ichigo. He does.
Hollow
He does
Ichigo,
like,
right?
Full Hollow Ichigo. Yo. All he needs is the horns coming out of the side of the skull.
Something, you know what I mean?
That's all he needs.
And it's just like, I know when I read that, saw the first time, I'm like, come on, man. I'm like Bleach didn't end well for me either. So like that last arc with
Bleach is coming back, by the way.
As with a sequel to what it finished off with.
Yeah. It's getting an anime.
Yes, totally does look like Hollow Ichigo.
Right.
He does,
Totally
right?
does.
And that's my biggest.
So
gripe.
Ed, edit point. While as you're editing this video, you need to pull up a side by side real quick.
It's gonna
Ghost
be like,
Rider, Robbie Reyes from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then Hollow Ichigo on the other side. Compare so people know what the fuck we're talking about.
I'll definitely start off with the animated Robbie Reyes in Avengers because that's the first one. I need to show them the animated. Then I'm gonna be like, and now Robbie Reyes in S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'll just do all three.
Yeah.
Why not? Why the fuck not?
Exactly.
You guys saw it.
But yeah,
now.
hopefully we'll see what happens with Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider in MCU is dope, obviously, but I didn't
Yeah.
want them to go the Robbie Reyes route since they kind of axed the show for Hulu. So I figured they were like, give them a movie, build up, make him something real prominent, Hispanic character.
What'd you say?
They were gonna give him a show on Hulu.
Oh!
This was before.
I thought you were saying they axed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I said, no, they didn't.
Well, it
No,
is on the
it has
final
one more
season.
season.
Yeah.
It's on the final season.
Yeah, premieres May 24th, I think.
Mm-hmm. But here's the
I
thing.
think so.
If we speculate Ghost Rider, right? Is it the only reason why they're doing it is to bring Mephisto into as the next big bad for the MCU?
I really
Well,
hope
it could
not.
be.
You know what I mean? Is that the only reason why they bring him in?
Especially if you take Scarlet Witch, WandaVision, and then Doctor Strange into consideration, and then Nightmare too. If Nightmare is really one of the villains or the main villain of Doctor Strange, in the comics, Nightmare and Ghost Rider have faced off multiple times.
Yes. Yeah.
So that could be another reason to bring him in.
Easily.
Will they bring him in WandaVision, or will they bring him in Doctor Strange? Who knows?
Where do you go from there, though?
That's the $1 million question. Where do you go from there?
Again, I think our biggest one eventually needs to be Galactus, but I think if we can get a midpoint of Mephisto, I think that's worth it. Because
Dr.
Mephisto
Doom.
is still, you know what I mean? Well, Doctor Doom, we know we're going to see him with Fantastic Four eventually.
So there's Doctor Doom, there's my man, the time traveler, whose name I can't remember right this second.
Kang.
Kang the Conqueror.
It's not King Kong. It's Kang.
King
Kang.
There's Galactus. I guess they could do Thor.
They could bring Ultron back
They could do
some way,
Thor
somehow.
War.
That's true.
They
Thor
could
War?
always bring back Ultron.
Well, Thor Love and Thunder is already happening pretty much. So that's kind of like the Thor War light.
Every time people say Thor, Love and Thunder, all I can think of is that one song, the I Need a Hero. Yeah.
Someone took the same as
I hear Thor,
Yeah.
I need a hero. Yeah.
Oh my god! If they don't use that as a fucking like opening song, we're disappointed.
Stop. That's like people. That's like people asking for Iggy Azalea's Black Widow song for the Black Widow movie.
Oh god.
Okay, no, that's totally different. That's totally different.
The horrible.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's the Johnny Five throwback, man. I need a hero.
No.
While he's like rolling.
I know. But then that's kind of doing the same thing they did with Ragnarok, where they did the Led Zeppelin song and shit.
Yeah, but again, I don't want Thor to be my comedy. Johnny Five works out great.
But the song is fun.
Well, imagine he's like galloping and shit, like with the horses and shit on the Rainbow Bridge, and then that song plays. I need a hero.
Well, we're in luck. There's no more Rainbow Bridge, good sir.
Well,
true.
obviously they can always rebuild it. Okay.
Oh, we'll see.
And obviously they're gonna have New Asgard on Earth. They have horses on Earth. Okay.
So he's gonna have somebody paint. He's gonna get somebody from the
Paint the street.
He's gonna get somebody from the LGBTQ community. Because Valkyrie, Valkyrie.
Yeah,
and so her first decree is we're gonna rainbow this bridge out, baby.
I need a hero. You're gonna see her galloping and shit with her buckle.
Oh, that's awesome.
God.
I'm so.
I would pay to see that.
I'm so glad that we talked you. I'm so glad that we talked you around to it. I'm so glad.
No, it's because I added my own flavor to it, and I was like, you know what? It does have a nice ring to it. Not so bad.
Oh,
see what 3 minds it can do instead of 1.
I know. Imagine
That's
what a
nice.
fourth
That's
mind
what you
can
can do.
do.
Imagine what a 4th mind can do.
That's what the magic in the basement, guys.
And
Magic in the
endless
basement.
possibilities.
Yeah, we take over the world. You know what? Or we should start auditioning for a 4th.
Ooh.
And on to the next topic.
Tony, I love you. I'm kidding.
Rotating chair.
Totally.
Continue to the next topic.
But yeah, and the last piece of topic for this episode, I told you guys we had rants, we had the shits and the gigs. It became packed.
It's like we just don't want to ever give you anything less than 2 hours. I'm just saying.
It's just mandatory, kind of, almost. We're under 2 hours, but it's kind of mandatory.
Well, it'll probably
anyway.
be 2 when we edit. So we're fine.
Exactly.
We're fine. Let's finish this.
The last bit of news is the Umbrella Academy has reportedly been renewed for a 3rd season.
Fuck yeah.
There's and this is, Netflix has been on the trend of renewing seasons before they come out.
I was gonna say we haven't even seen the trailer for season 2 yet.
True.
We don't even have a release date.
Word.
Like all we got is some posters. That's it.
Mm-hmm. All I know.
But yeah.
Well, hold on. Have you been? You caught up with the actual comic right now, right? What they're doing in Image.
I think Hotel Oblivion is the last one that we did.
It's still
it's
still most recent. Yeah. But like they're on chapter.
That's the one.
13 or some shit. They're pretty far.
Yeah, I haven't read that one yet. I know we read the other 2 volumes. I think it was when we did our review, like way back when.
Yeah. Like
which was super fun.
We did not music. Fuck. I don't know. Oh yeah. So
I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the fucking
So
book.
if you do most recent thing that happened in Hotel Oblivion gives a really good season 3. So
okay.
I won't even spoil it, but if anyone has read Hotel Oblivion, there is potential of making an amazing season 3 if they set it up the right way in season 2. Simple as that, and it's going to be so badass. It's going to look so cool. Like I love it already, and it's so badass. But it's again.
I mean, I'm hyped for season 2. So
same. I want to see what they do.
Season 2. I want to see what they do with that. It needs to come out like yesterday, so I can binge something new. But either way, that's pretty much it for the Nerdy Basement this week, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we got. We're under 2 hours. Ed wants to, specify how long we've been here.
Excuse you. You're the one that keeps on bringing it back up.
I mean, you're right, though, but that's not the point.
I'm going to have a timestamp on it the whole time.
on everything. Click here for news in the basement.
Nice.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is our episode for this week. Make sure to keep up with the Nerdy Basement, comments in the basement, movies in the basement, literally everywhere on social media. There's not one place on social media you cannot find us.
Word.
Make sure you support us on Patreon. Check out our Audible plug. Make sure you check out our website. There's content, articles, news posted there daily, all day, every day. There's content being posted on there, which I always see at the end of the week. We come back on the pod and we talk about it, hype up, blah, 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 speculate. But that's where we at. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Barrel, everywhere. With that being said, we'll see you on the next one.
Oh, wait, and guys,
As
don't
always,
forget, make sure you go to the website. Give us some love. Throw some comments. Make sure you're looking at the constant news that we're dropping every day. Do it. Please.
And watch.
You know they can
and watch
see
our
you.
video. And watch our video on YouTube.
Just do it.
Just do it. Get in the fucking chopper.
Get in the chopper. No. Get to the comments.
Get to the
Get to the comments.
Go to the basement.
Yeah, get to the basement. Yeah, but in like the
Literally.
most non-creepy way possible, though. All right,
Please.
For real.
We're nice guys.
I didn't realize like until after the fact how creepy like Enter the Basement can really be.
It can be.
So
It really, it's all about context, honestly. It's just.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
But
and then
so
we did
far-
we did that premiere at Night Sweats, and I was like, ooh.
But they enjoyed it. They enjoyed
Yeah.
it. We got good.
double entendres.
Hey, you. Anytime you start to doubt it, just remember, all right, our two lovely ladies from the Wonder Woman from the Wonder Woman
Premiere, yep.
Premiere.
Bloodlines.
All right.
Bloodline. Wonder Woman Bloodlines.
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 Yeah, Wonder Woman Bloodlines.
What happens in the nerdy basement does
Stays
not
in the-
leave
Oh, that one.
the nerdy basement, and they loved it, and they loved it so much. So just
There you go. With that being said, we'll see you guys on the next one. As always,
Stay nerdy, my friends.